How's it going? Um, Welcome to Mary Keeps You Company. Have some chips. I had chips the last time that I did this, and so maybe it'll be a thing. I don't know. I mean, not everything I do is going to be a thing, right? And why does it have to be a thing? But, I mean, if it was a thing that I liked, that was working, I'd have to call it Mary Keeps You Company with chips. Mary eats chips and keeps you company. It'd have to be a big rebranding, so I'm not sure. I hope you're well. What are you doing right now? Are you cleaning up? Sometimes I listen to vloggers that I like when I'm tidying up the kitchen. I don't like crumbs, on the counter. I mean, some people really clean their counter or their kitchen. And some people really do, where they really scour, And I do that, but not like once a week. Well, do I? No, I don't think so. But I cannot take like crumbs on the counter. I do not like bits of like smears of jelly or some kind of thing on the cutting board. It's like, eh. So I tend to, tidy up and put dishes away and things like that. And when I do that, I mean, I don't like to listen to NPR or talk radio of any kind. NPR annoys me to no end anyway. But sometimes if there's a good podcast, I'm all about it. But other times I just want to hear someone talk about nothing. My sister gave me this shirt. I love it. My younger sister. I have two sisters. We'll talk about them at some point. Maybe they'll be on the show. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I just turn on some of my favorite vloggers and they keep me company. So in case you didn't know already, that's what this blog's about. I just keep you company. You don't really have to listen to me. I'm just providing a service. No, I want to say, people have been asking about the paintings on the walls, but they haven't. Maybe by the time this episode airs, episode 6, maybe they will have asked. Maybe you will have asked about the paintings you see on the walls. Actually, one's on the wall and one's on the door. So I mentioned that I got a lot of our furniture at used, vintage furniture. And I mean, nothing like fancy. When I say vintage furniture, I mean, I could go to a lot of really cool vintage markets, in Shoreditch and Hackney, and spend a lot of money on, super fancy, restored mid-century, couches and lamps. And I would love to do that, but not quite in the budget right now. So, some of it's a little worse for the wear, but I don't care. So table lamps, chairs, whatever. It's awesome. And they also have art. Some of the stalls, because it's it's like an antique mall kind of thing, a little bit, but way cooler because it's London and it's Spitalfields. And there's been a market on that part of land, in London for, is it 300 years? Something like that. Spitalfields Market has been there for 300 years in some incarnation. Okay. So they have art there. Not a lot of it. Some of the vendors, they have, this and that, and they have, it's sort of an eclectic mix, right? Dishes and books and different things. But there's a couple of them that do have art, paintings. And I have, since I went there, I have understood, I have discovered that inside of me is a woman. There's a woman inside of me. Inside of me is a person who, or I am a person who loves amateur art. Now, if you know, that website, it was quite popular for a while, or it had its 15 minutes of fame, Regretsy. I don't know if they're still doing stuff, but Regretsy was a website that took the most ill-advised, aesthetically challenging stuff that was for sale on Etsy and sort of, put it under the microscope, or, talked about it. Yeah, I mean, it was really mean, right? Because people's like, collages or like decoupage vases or decoupage, like, I mean, sometimes it was really weird. It was like, a model, like a sort of some sort of model of like a vagina. I mean, it was just like, oh God, but it was like an electric neon green or something like that. I mean, it was like regretsy, like some of these handmade things were really bad. And yeah, they were objects only a mother could love, only the maker could love. So there's a way you can enjoy amateur art, or a way you can enjoy amateur creativity and be sort of like a jerk about it, You can be like, look at that, that's so bad. I am not that type. I've discovered, and I can say with sincerity, like, the amateur art that I have found, it's just a little bit here and there. It's not like some emporium over there for like unknown artists, But just every once in a while there is a painting in a stall, and I'm like, hi, interesting painting. The prices, you never know the prices because it's, you barter a little bit or you haggle a little bit, and it's sort of annoying. I mean, I'm not very good at it because I don't want to make people feel bad. I'm like, that price, that's ridiculous. I'm not giving you that. How about this? I'm not very good at it. I just usually take like 5 or 10 pounds off the price they told me and be like, is that okay? And usually they're like, okay. But I always leave thinking I could have gotten it for like literally half of what I paid. But then on the other hand, I want to support those merchants. I want Spitalfields Market to continue forever, long after I am gone, with my dumb like money that doesn't even, who cares? I paid, well, I didn't pay £50 for this, but if I paid £30, for example, does it really matter if I should have paid 20? I want to make sure those people are like making their nut, because I want them to be there. So anyway, so there are, I'm working for you. Trying to get this in the right light. Okay, so there are these pieces of art that you can happen upon sometimes. And I like these amateur paintings. Is this tempera? Yeah, I think this is tempera. This isn't oil paint. Yeah, no, it's tempera. So I like these certain pieces. Now, there's some amateur pieces that are just, beyond the pale. It's not that they're so bad, like technique-wise, but they're just really like disturbing or sort of weird. I mean, just really weird. Like there was a painting of 2 cats, and the cats just looked like demons, they just looked like absolute, spawn of Satan. And I was like, wow, that's a really good amateur painting of 2 cats, but I don't want them in my house, But there are other pieces, I like this, and Stephen Mallarmé over there, which I'm saving it. I want to talk about him, but I don't want to talk about him yet because it's my favorite painting that I've ever seen. Like, really, I'm not kidding. So this is the warm-up to the other one. I'll talk about it soon enough, but this is my cliffhanger, I got to keep you coming back. So you're going to have to wait for Mallarmé. So this painting I just bought last week. And it's a nude. And it caught my eye because, for example, part of the reason it caught my eye is because it was the only painting that this particular merchant had in his stall. So that was interesting. It was curated, He was like, I sell stamps and I sell, maps and I sell old pipes and I sell occasionally a painting that I think is worthy of my vendor booth. And this was hanging there. And also it's true that like it's when they're framed, like I don't want like a canvas, sort of a raw canvas. It would have to be really good for me to get it. When you're trying to put up an apartment, you're trying to like make a home. I mean, art is like, come on, you need art on the walls as much as you need a table and chairs, you know? So a properly framed photograph or a properly framed painting, I mean, that's where it's at. It could be better, but it's not bad. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this painting. Why did it catch my eye? Well, I mean, wouldn't it catch yours? She's a nude, and in fact, we have a title for this painting. We have a title, and the name of this painting is A Nude. A Nude. A Nude. That's what it's called, and it is by. It looks like Spleen, Likey, Mahler. I don't think it's probably Spleen, but it's definitely Mahler. Moller with an accent on the O. Interesting. This painting was made in 1965. It's tempera, yeah. And the reason that it's great is that it's almost like, I mean, he's pretty good, you know? He's pretty good. Spleen. But there's a few things that didn't quite get it. And as a person who has written poems that weren't quite great, as a person who has written all kinds of things that weren't quite great, and, you know, I've sung songs that, you know, weren't, you know, my voice, my, you know, performance in certain plays, you know, wasn't quite there. Like, this is why, you know, I'm not, like, being a jerk about these amateur paintings. I mean, I am an amateur in many ways, you know, like I get paid to do certain stuff, and that's great, and I've really got a lot of experience in certain, you know, in certain creative pursuits, but, you know, I've done a lot of amateur stuff myself. So I can say without being a jerk that there's stuff that doesn't work here. And I see two things. Well, if we count her derriere as one thing, you know, but you could say, like, there's three things that don't work, because, like, if each butt cheek counts for one, you know, there's like three things. But, like, her bum is just too round, rather than being sort of, and I mean, look, she's got back. You know, she's been doing those squats. I get it. She looks great. She's doing great. But there's a globular sort of, the circle is just too round, you know, like the circles that have been employed by Mr. Mahler are it's just not right. Yeah, you see, they glisten as though she's oiled. Which, you know, and maybe this is like, maybe he made a painting for his lover, and he's like, this is how I see you when I see you nude. And that's lovely, you know? But it's just, it ain't natural. So that's a problem, okay? But because it's so pronounced, the buttocks, it's kind of funny, you know? Not funny mean, but funny like, wow, it's just not quite there, you know? But part of what makes this so great, and all of the sort of amateur pieces that I have collected, is they finished it, you know? Like, it's framed. Like, they had the commitment. They finished it. And anybody who's ever, like, tried to write a story or tried to make a quilt, you know, and when it wasn't working, when the butt, you know, wasn't gonna work, we abandon it. We don't finish it because we're like, oh, I'm a failure. I'll never get it. Never get it. You know, like the Sesame Street piano player, right? But Mahler finished it. He was like, either he was like, I love this painting. It is some of my best work, which is awesome, because way to go. Like, that's great. If you have confidence, that's amazing. Or he was like, this looks like hell, but I'm finishing this painting. Either way, it's amazing. The other thing that I see wrong with it is that she is dead center. She's dead center, and she's just straight up and down. Her head hits the top of the canvas. Does she have a shroud Oh yeah, God, I've never noticed that. She has some kind of, she's let go of her wrap, perhaps in contemplation of lunch. I don't know. We can never know. But she, yeah, I mean, she's just like, this is a bifurcated painting in that, like, you have one side and two side, you know, side one and side two, and she is in the middle bifurcating, you know, the two sides of the painting. It's just not, composition wise, I've seen better. It's just true, I've seen better. But once again, Mahler finished it. He titled it A Nude. It's signed on the back, and maybe he didn't sign it, but probably that's his signature, probably. Did he sign it on the front? No, he didn't, which is interesting. It's interesting, right? Because either he was, I mean, this could be a sign that he was like, like, do I want to put my name on it? But it's written on the back, so we don't know. But I think she's wonderful, and I think he is wonderful. Trying to avoid the glare. I think he's wonderful, and I think she's wonderful. And yeah, I think I paid £30 for it, and it hangs proudly. It hangs. Look at those. Look at the nude. That bum. It's mesmerizing, isn't it? And so, there you are. The story behind the nude on the wall. I tried to reframe my shot here, you know, so you could really see how it looks on the wall, how it reads. So that's, I mean, I hope that I kept you company. If you're a mukbang fan, I mean, I hope it's doing it for you. I don't know. I'm not gonna, like, you know, advertise in that market. Although, if I say mukbang enough, the YouTube algorithm will probably insert me into the people who like mukbangs. I may, you know, sort of show up in their feed, you know, their feed. Get it? Weird. And that's okay. That's okay. People who like mukbang videos, it's all good. Like what you like, and maybe, you know, maybe they want company too. Maybe they want company and they don't want to watch someone eat like a full bucket of KFC or a full spaghetti dinner. You know, maybe they're just like, I want to hear someone talk, and I want the occasional chip. I don't know. And maybe I should say all kinds of words that would, you know, insert me into different algorithms, like wine aficionado, critical theory in art and painting. They're all, you know, the bots are listening, so if I just have to think about that, you know, improve my SEO, search engine optimization. All right, so I'm glad you joined me today. Usually I answer a philosophical question, but I have a Zoom meeting that I have to go to, or that I have to do. So I can't answer a question, but hopefully you'll stick around or check out the next episode of Mary Keeps You Company, and I'll answer one of the most, you know, the deepest questions in the universe, you know, or the deepest questions society has to offer, and we'll have a discussion. I'd really like to have guests on the show. I've been thinking about it, and I don't know. Do you want that? Like, do you want to answer a philosophical question for me, or not with me? I mean, not answer it, but like discuss it. I mean, I really like talking to you, but you know, eventually, I might get kind of lonely. Yeah. Okay, like and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that. Definitely share this vlog with your friends who need company, and they'll be like, "Thank you so much," and you'll be like, "No problem," and then, you know, you'll appreciate art more, and you'll be secretly into mukbangs. We all need something that's just for us.